All right, we are
On it. All right. I'm gonna mute myself, but I'm
okay.
listening, and then I will definitely chime in if I have anything to say.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Course of Miracles text. We are in, let's see, chapter 4 text, part 4. This need not be.
This is in the very back, right?
This is in the very front
Oh, okay.
in the text. If
Okay.
you
Getting
cannot hear the voice of God, or if you cannot hear the voice for God, it's because you do not choose to listen. That you do listen to the voice of your ego is demonstrated by your attributes or attitudes, your feelings, and your behavior. That this is what you want. This is what you're fighting to keep, what you have, what you are vigilant to save. Your mind is filled with schemes to save the face of your ego, and you do not seek the face of Christ. The glass in which the ego seeks to see its face is dark indeed. And how can it maintain the trick of its existence except with mirrors? But where you look to find yourself is up to you. A little note says, I seek to save my I in quotations, and so continue to see like who I am in quotations. So the ego or the trick, again, is just the personality. Our personality, which is Kristen or Jevon, this separate thing, is a made up character. And we that there wasn't really much of a character when you were born. Well, there was, just no one knew it, but you learned it, and everyone else learned it without. There's certain expectations for this character, but this character is learned. But there's a real you that existed before you were born. That's the real you. But most,
yeah, like stubbornness or something in a way, like, or maybe is it like a projection of how you feel about yourself? Like, oh, I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn. Um, I'm bitter, or you think of all these things that this is who I am as a person.
all those things, yeah,
Short
all those,
tempered.
all those things are attributes of this person, attributes. But even, I say, even the person, like, it's even bigger than that. It includes that, but it's even bigger than that.
Or like the love that you have, like that you don't think that you give, that you have so much love and abundance that you show to somebody, but you don't think you do, but you do.
Yeah, that's a part. It's all a part of this thing that we've stitched together. And anytime that we get fearful, what's usually happening is we're fearful of that this person that we've made up is going to suffer harm, or they're going to get something taken away, or something added that they don't want. Um, so there's a personality, but then there's the body as well, and the body is even further away than this made up personality, because we will put our attributes or our identity of who we are on the body, which is even rougher for us because the body for sure is uh, able to be attacked and able to be damaged and able to be um, harmed, and will one day die. And so that's true for everybody. So it's like an automatic fearful way to live when you are your body.
Hmm.
That's the, so
I
for,
like examples. It's like give examples. I can relate better that way.
Examples of that, or was that the example?
Like, give an example, like a story.
Well, the story that you're in the middle of right now, right? You have cancer and you're going through difficult treatment. So there's one thing that's difficult, which is it's just uncomfortable, the discomfort of the treatment. But then the fear of losing your life is a whole different level of discomfort. It turns into suffering. When I think I'm not going to be able to have the life I want ever, um, then that fear turns into suffering versus just, well, I have a stomach ache, or I have a headache, or I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's a whole new level of suffering.
But what if
But,
there's like blockage in that whole thing? Because ever since I found out that I had cancer, I never had fear of dying. I never had any of that fear. I think I'm just more in like a complete denial of it. Um, Even though I'm going through everything and it's like, okay, like it's not going to come back. I'll be okay. I'm like superwoman. Like I'm going to be okay. And I've never had that fear. And like, I've had the fear of losing my hair, which was the
mm,
hardest part. And then now, as of like, what was it, like 3, 4 days ago, I started taking the hormone pills.
mm,
And that I had a huge fear of because it has taken away my womanhood.
mm,
It's something I might start crying over. I'm having a hard time with it. Like now that I'm taking hormone pills, I I'm going straight into premenopause and
mm,
I won't be able to bear children anymore. What if I wanted to still bear children? It's taking all of that away from me. Like I will no longer have that.
mm,
I cried my butt off in fear of taking a hormone pill versus me going through cancer.
mm.
Isn't that kind of a silly thing?
Well, I don't think it's silly. It's just a matter of how you're contextualizing, and the context is perception. And so who knows, right? I don't know. Maybe you're not
Mhm.
afraid of dying, but the idea that you are a woman is the same thing as you are
Yeah,
of a body, because sure, that's your character, that to be a man or a woman, like one or the other, when you show up on earth, it's really big in the role. There's very big defining things that happen if you're either a man or a woman. And
yeah. Like I am man, I must roar.
yeah, I'm a man. So now automatically it's positive usually to be strong and accomplish and brave and uh, that kind of thing. I am a woman, then automatically it's as far as general society, it's good to be pretty and nurturing and you know the
Like a childbearing, like I'm a childbearer. Like it's role play almost.
Yeah, well, what is even pretty? I watched this documentary on what pretty is, and pretty is really certain dimensions that we have learned uh, are good for childbearing. And so a guy looks at a girl, and if the girl has symmetry is the one thing, and then the two is the certain dimensions, and those dimensions have to do with uh, breast to waist to hips, and if those dimensions are there, it's automatically like, wow, that's one hot mama, and but it's really these is like these shortcuts, like to the brain, like, wow, that's a that's a human right there. That's a woman that's probably going to be able to bear children. And I think that's sexy. But
Yeah, but for us, that's like again, it's all projection, like we're projected to be that way, to act that way, to serve that way. And if we
Well,
can't provide that, like,
yeah. So
I
we,
don't know.
so we take on these identities. This is pretty. This is not.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just so that the human body can work, right? Because it is a shortcut. Generally, those who have those kind of curves, for example, sexy woman with curves, they generally throughout history have been better for childbearing, right? Childbearing hips, and those kind of things that they've said, they're just like shortcuts, whether they are real or not. You don't really know, but you like, this is pretty. So then we have these identities that we take on. This is what I want because this is what's accepted. This is what's going to make me happy. This is who I am. That's the next step. Who am I? Well, I'm a mother. Well, what happens if you can't bear children? Who are you? Well, if you're a mother, now you can't be a mother, or I am one who bears children. If that's who you are, and then you can't do it anymore, well, then that's a death. You're suffering from a death. I am pretty. Well, what if I'm not pretty anymore? That gets taken away. That's a death. I am young. What if pretty is young? Well,
Well, we all grow
how many
old.
of us are going to be young forever? None, unless you die when you're young.
Yeah.
And then you have a death of some sort when you get older. You know, I am. That's one of the challenges for women if their value is being pretty. Well, shoot, man, that's going to get beat up as you get older. There's got to be. If that's your only value, you're doomed to that. So now we get all these Orange County or Western culture women that are trying to surgically alter themselves so they look younger forever.
And driving their white SUVs and their Lululemons, even though they don't work out.
You get the
Hey,
stretchy
I've
pants,
had
keep
a white
everything.
SUV. I wear Lululemons and I don't work out. Oh my
Yeah.
God, maybe that is the projection now. Like that's really interesting to think. Like, how do I strive to stay young and look young? And still live that life, like I still go to raves, I still go to concerts, but I like people that are in their older age still do that. So I'll eliminate that part. But yeah, it is more of like, I really want to get Botox. I can't get Botox because I'm going through this. I have to wait like 6 more months.
Yeah.
But why am I feeling the need to have to feel younger and just accept the body that I have, accept the hair loss that I had? It'll grow back. But accepting is a really hard thing to do. Like, accept the fact that I can't bear any more children, even though I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just try one last time to have a child. I already have 3. I should be happy that I have 3 kids. Some people can't have kids at all.
Yeah.
Like, appreciate the things that I already have. Accept it.
Yes.
But that's hard. It's hard when you're forced to do it versus you just accept it on your own.
Well,
I think those are just 2 different things that's hard to
life
do.
will give you. That is what life's going to give you. Life is going to give you the opportunity to look at all those things that you have defined as life that are not. And every one of those we're going to have a chance to look at. And it's not like you have to figure it out because you're going to know it, because it's going to be what you suffer over. It's the things that we suffer and we have so much pain over. That is the lesson, and that is the correction that's been made. It doesn't make you bad. It's just life that's showing you what it is to let go of. So what I didn't suffer from, you said I didn't suffer from the possible mortality of cancer, but I suffer now because maybe I can't have children. Well, That's the opportunity right there. And what is the opportunity? Well, according to this non-dual writing that we're reading, that the opportunity is to forgive or to let go. And the thing that we're letting go is always an idea. That's all it is. It's never solid. It's always just this idea. And so what is the idea? Well, it's different, right? We've made it up at some point, so it can be slippery, hard to tie down. But could it be that I am, my value is being a mother, or my value is making children. My value is being able to have children. My value is, whatever it is, right? What's coming up for you? And then what if that idea wasn't true? That's the next question. What if I could let it go?
And that's the whole learning process of it is having to do that. And the leaps and bounds of how do we accept it, there's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of downtime, a lot of sad and frustration. But at some point it's kind of like you just wake up one morning and realize, no, I'm okay. And then you're good from there, like after you face it. But it's like, how do you face it? It just takes time. Like, when does that happen? You never know. Like, what if I'm sad for the next 2 years over it?
Yeah, this is true.
Which is really silly to think, like, because if somebody says they have cancer, just find out they have cancer. Of course you cry. And you're like, okay, I'm facing a chapter in my life, but I never feared death from it. And like I said, circling back, I mean, is it just a denial thing? Is it I haven't faced it because I'm still in denial?
It may
I
be.
haven't accepted it yet. I mean, I could, you never know. Like, maybe 5 years from now, it might come back. Maybe 10 years, you never know. But yeah, I think for me, it's just like I'm living in a life of denial. Isn't that weird? But I can't accept it because I can't sit here and say, oh, okay, I'm accepting it now. Now I know there's a chance I might die. But deep down inside, like, those are just words. I don't feel it. I don't feel that fear of that. Which is, I don't know. I just don't feel that fear. And everyone's like, that's crazy. Like, you do realize, like, there is a chance. Like, even the doctors tell you in a doctor's office, there's a chance you might die. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to die. I'm okay.
Well, ultimately, anyone could die, and everybody will die, and so it's not weird. In fact, it's great. I would say it's great, but your lesson always has to do with the thing that is bothering you, and the only lesson that we ever have is letting go these ideas that are making the thing that bothers you bother you, because it's just an idea. So you got to find that idea. And so if you're not bothered by having cancer and going through the procedures that you've chosen, it's not a bad thing. Yeah.
I mean, I'm choosing to save my life. And that is crazy too, to think that, if I never got that mammogram done, I still would, at this point, like, I was borderline of almost being at a stage 4. And stage 4 is like, then I think, oh, maybe if I was at a stage 4, then I'm actually fighting for my life. There's a chance that there's always a chance that I will die from cancer. But there's still a chance that we're going to die if we go walk across Brookers and Ellis to get over to get our Starbucks, which is the most dangerous intersection in all of Orange County. But like, I have more of a fear of crossing the street of Ellis and Brookers than fighting my treatment.
Yeah.
But we're picking and choosing those battles.
You are? Yeah. So what's your battle? Well, your battle is the thing you're suffering over. So can you let it go? And how do you let it go? I don't think you can just let go of the things that are bothering you. So it bothers you that you don't have the option to have children anymore. Um, you can't you can't make it. I haven't found a way just to make things not bother me anymore. But what I have found is if I watched it, if I was aware of what's happening, uh, it tended to, if I could understand it a little bit, the understanding led to a little bit of a bigger heart. And so I at least was aware of this dynamic that I put myself in. I was aware, like, well, I am going through this thing. I am suffering the loss of this idea of being able to be a mother again. I put a lot of value in that. Am I just a mother? Is that my only value in the world? No. Well, who am I? What is my purpose? My purpose could be deeper. Am I a body? I'm not my body necessarily. Or am I my body? Maybe you haven't gotten to that point. But ultimately, I know I'm not my body. I know that when I die, when Jevon dies, there's going to be a part of me that's still me. Like I'm gonna look around, so to speak, after the body's dead and be like, wow, what an experience. And so without your body, none of the stuff that I worry about, Jevon worries about, none of the stuff that we're talking about right now, Kristen's gonna have to worry about. You're not gonna, there is no burying children without a body. There is no making money and taking care of other bodies without a body. There is no
That's true, but
looking
we're
good a
also like
certain
just
way.
capsules too. Like it's like our body, it's our temple, but it's just a capsule of who we are.
Well, maybe it would the analogy of being a capsule means that your life is in the body. But what if your body is in your life? What if it's not even that? What if it's not even that important where it contains the valuable thing? What if it's even less important where it's just a blip within true life? Like this idea in like there's an ocean of life, let's say, and then there's a speck of a seashell floating around in it. You wouldn't say the ocean's in the seashell. You'd say the seashell is in the ocean, right? It's much
Yeah,
bigger. It's much bigger than we think. This thing called life. And so if that,
yeah, that's crazy. I think about that too. I think of like because I don't have a specific religion. Like, I do believe in God. Like I am religious. I'm Christian, but like I have a lot of Buddhism thoughts as well of, you know, when I pass, my soul and everything with, my body, my feelings, my temper, everything, that all kind of comes with me. And then what if I'm born into a cat or a flower or a hummingbird or another human being?
mhm,
Um, I believe in that, which is interesting. A lot of people don't. They're like, no, when you die, you go to heaven. I'm like, well, okay. So we'll go to heaven, but what about the whole like deja vu thing? Like, don't you get deja vu for a reason? Or I don't know. Now I'm getting like way too deep into it.
mhm.
But yeah, I mean, your body is your temple. So take care of your body because you're gonna have it until you die.
Right.
But that goes along with, I guess, the feelings that you have. Like, well, why do I hate cilantro? Why am I so scared of green bugs? Um, what is it that causes that? Like, why am I not fearing death with cancer, but I'm fearing that I am 47 years old? Probably isn't a good enough idea to hope and pray to bear children. Let it go.
Mhm.
Just like Elsa in Frozen. Let it go.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard to grasp that. And it's like you can't force yourself to do it. Um, you accept it, I guess, when you're ready to accept it. I don't know how long that takes.
Yeah, that is the tricky part. But just watching yourself, I think, is the first best step. Watch yourself do the things that allow you to suffer. Because you can say, it doesn't make sense that I would mourn the loss of having children. I just need to let it go. I'm being stupid. Or you can say, you know, wow, this has obviously been important to me. This has obviously been a high value, how high value, at least the opportunity to do that. I've had a lot of identity in it. And, and now I can see myself mourning this opportunity. It's like, wow, there it is. And you don't have to do anything, but just being aware that that's what's happening. I put a lot of value in this, even though I probably never would have engaged in it. It would have been very difficult, or maybe I was planning on it, now it's gone, or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not going to be an opportunity, or at least seems like it's not going to be an opportunity. Wow, here it is. And if you're aware, if you put that kind of awareness on it, you're actually poking at the thing or looking at the thing intensely, or being really aware of it. What happens is you're able to isolate it, really, because it's really easy to spill over your suffering onto others. It's really easy to be sad or to be distressed in any number of ways that it comes out, and then attack someone else because of it. It's like the dog that's hurt, the loving dog that's hurt, that bites you when you try to reach out because it's hurt, it's in pain, and it just sees everything as an attack. It's easy for humans to do that too. But when we're really aware of what's going on, we're aware of what we're suffering over. We've taken the time to watch ourselves suffer and to look at the ideas that are causing the suffering. It's easier to suffer still. Maybe you don't change that suffering, but also not needlessly attack other people, falsely think they're a part of the attack.
I think the awareness is probably like the biggest step to take.
Mm-hmm.
Is being aware,
Yeah.
not being in denial. And I do have awareness of the steps that I've taken, like with my relationship with cancer, motherhood, and being a mom with my kids. I am aware of it. So like I'm not in denial. Um, but it's how do you change that? And you can't force change.
Well, you change that by just being aware. That's what you do, and you just remind yourself. So, well, let's read this next verse. It talks about that.
Okay.
I have said that you cannot change your mind by changing your behavior, but I've also said, and many times, that you can change your mind. So once again, we can't change your behavior. You can't be a different person necessarily, but you can change your mind. What is changing your mind? Well, that's this whole idea of forgiveness and letting go and being aware of it's not the thing that's making you sad. It's your idea about the thing. It's not the condition of your body, what it can do, what can't do, having cancer, not being able to have kids. It's your ideas, what that means for you. Verse 2. When your mood tells you that you have chosen wrongly, and this is so whenever you are not joyous, then no, this needs not be. So your indicators are your feelings. Whenever you have a feeling that you would consider bad, you have a feeling, not joy and happiness and peace, not anything, any feeling that distresses you. The feeling doesn't come from the thing that is the offender. It doesn't come from your significant other treating you bad. It doesn't come from your body not working. It doesn't come from something happening to your body that hurts. It comes from the idea because even pain doesn't have to make you suffer. Pain is just an indicator that something's happening in your body. It's just like a light on your car that flashes, your oil light. Oh, look, there's something happening. I should pay attention to that. And so what do you do? Well, if it's your body, it's nice to keep it updated. It's nice to, do all the treatments that you think should happen. It's nice to, if someone's mad at you, do the stuff that could alleviate the fight or remedy and solve the relationship, make the relation, bring forgiveness and those kind of things. But my suffering comes from me resisting reality and not forgiving, letting go of these ideas. And if I could trace back my suffering to whatever that idea is, that's the awareness that can free us. So in every case, you have thought wrongly about some brother created. So that's any other human. And are perceiving images your ego makes in a darkened glass. Think honestly what you have thought that God would not have thought, and what you have not thought that God would have you think. Search sincerely for what you have done and left undone accordingly, and then change your mind to think with God's. And then this may seem hard to do, but it's much easier than trying to think against it. Your mind is one with God's. So it's basically saying, you don't need to change the world to be happy and peaceful and content. You just need to change your mind. And changing your mind is noticing the things that bother you, step one. And then two, noticing the thought that makes it bad. And step three, switching the thought.
Yeah, but it's so hard to switch that thought.
Yeah, well, it's true. You can't.
I mean, that's like the challenging part. And I think for me, like I can notice things. I can forgive myself for things that I've done. But when something is repetitive, it happens again. Like I'm not changing my thought process. Like I'm getting myself stuck into something that I did again. That is the hardest part of releasing the cycle.
Yeah.
And like, like everybody says, you can't change a person. The person's going to always be who they are. You can never change somebody. Well, I believe you can. I believe that person can change. It's not going to take me to change that person. It's going to take that person to change themselves. Like just as it's going to take me to change. I could have 1,000 people that are going to be up against me and be like, Kristen, you have to stop thinking this way. You know what? Okay, but I'm not going to listen because it's going to take myself to change. And how do I get to that step is, doesn't everybody have that question? And wouldn't life be like so much better and the world would be a better place if we all knew how to make that change?
It would, actually.
It's like, how do you get there? But you get there when you get there.
Well, that's the trick, is there is nowhere to get. So, you are going through something where it's damaging and uncomfortable for your body, and you're losing things. So what are you losing? Well, things that's bothering you is losing the
hair. The hair is a big one.
The hair, and you're losing the ability to have children. So then the first step is, once again, is to realize what the idea that's bothering me, because the thing that's bothering you is not the fact that you're losing your hair or can't have kids, because it's possible to not be bothered. one of the ways that you know it's possible to not be bothered by it is that have there ever been another person that doesn't have hair and can't have kids that's been happy? Probably, right? That's easy.
Yeah,
Has
yeah.
has there been another woman that in that case?
Oh
Probably.
yeah.
That's
There is. I follow the Facebook forums. There's a couple of them, and it's all dedicated just to women with breast cancer. And
yeah,
a lot of people are unhappy, and I think, oh my gosh, I don't even want to follow this forum anymore because it's depressing and it's annoying, and like I don't want to listen to it.
yeah,
Like I'm interested to know, like, hey, this is happening. How did you handle this? How did you do that? How did you do that? And I
yeah.
generally think to myself, like, I have a really good mindset towards it. I really do. A lot of people are they're mourning, like, I'm gonna die. I'm already gonna shave my head, even though I haven't lost hair yet. And I'm thinking, why? If you don't lose your hair yet, why did you just shave your head?
Mhm.
Like I need a GoFundMe so I can get everything on my Amazon list. I was like, I can't read these forums anymore. It's driving me nuts.
Mhm.
Um, so I kind of feel that I am ahead of the game, or I am just in denial. I'm not sure which is which. I can't
Well,
distinguish the difference between it.
the challenge is we're all in denial ultimately because we all think that we are our body and we think that we have things that we need to accomplish and things that we can't lose. That's all a part of crazy denial, denying your ultimate reality.
Hmm.
Regardless of, and this is in the context of this book that we're reading, right? The book that we're reading is non-dual, talking about ultimate reality, right? It's not therapy. It's not like going to a
Yeah.
counselor.
Well,
And
sometimes it feels like it's therapy.
which it could be therapy, it could be therapeutic, right? It could help you feel
It's
better,
therapeutic.
but therapy is trying to help you to change your world in a positive way. Um, and who knows if that's possible? I don't know. We have these karmic propensities you're talking about, these Eastern thinking, for example, and one of those Eastern ideas is karma, and karma is just the idea that there's a cause and effect, reaction type thing that's happening over and over and over again that lasts more than a lifetime. It certainly affects your lifetime, but also
Yeah.
it affects even more than your lifetime, right? It can keep on going. You as a separate entity can be affected by the things that you do and the things that you are intertwined with past this one life. And I think that's totally true. And
Well,
so,
that could be.
yeah,
That's
so
interesting.
cause and effect, cause and effect. So
Hmm.
what is it right now that you're experiencing? Well, it's hard to say. Some things that we're experiencing, if that's true, it might be from a totally different life. You have no choice in it. I don't know. So this one of our other lessons was I do not know what's in my best interest. I think I know what's in my best interest, but what if I don't know what's in my best interest? That's happened to me all the time. I don't know what's in my best interest. I think moving to this location would be bad for me. I think maybe staying here would be good for me. And then I stay here and something really good happens. I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I stayed here. I had no idea. I think you know, whatever it could be, right? Dating this girl named Carolyn is not going to be good. I'm going to resist it, and then things happen. We end up getting married and have a wonderful life. I would have made the wrong choice. In fact, I said no 3 times before
Really?
before even wanting to meet her. We had friends that were trying to get us together for years,
Oh my gosh.
and both of us were saying no, 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 no. Did not want to go out with this person, and then it ended up being a wonderful thing, maybe the most wonderful thing in all of life. and I've been
Yeah.
resisting it. How much of life could be that way? Well, I think all of it is like that. I think we don't know what's in our best interest. So what is it? How do I know then what's in my best interest? Well, the other thing I think of is that we do have God in whatever God is. But what I do think God is, at least, is uh, is something that has a higher level of awareness than me, and
Hmm.
is benevolent. Right? It's not trying to harm me, but wants health and wants freedom, wants peace. It ultimately wants it, and things sometimes is not what I want right now. And I think, why God? Why can't you? Why don't you love me? Why do you hate me? God
Hmm.
hates me. Why do I think God hates me? Well, I didn't get the job I wanted, right? Or and so we act like children that don't get their show or their video game, and they think everything is over, and then the parents like, well, you don't get your show or your video game right now because you can't be on a game all day long. It hurts your brain. It's not going to have you're not going to be able to engage in life at a high level if all you do is play video games all day. This is
Oh my gosh,
this is my real life story.
that's like the husband's son. He's Liam's age, and all he does is play video games. He wakes up, sleeps in, wakes up, plays video games till he goes to sleep. You can't take electronics away from him or anything, or it's the end of the world. It's all that he has. And I'm thinking to myself, like, because with my kids,
It alters your
it's
brain.
different. Yeah. My kids are like, hey, we're going to go camping. And they're like, well, yeah, we're going to go camping. You're like, there's no internet service. Sweet. They're very adventurous. And then,
That's
we
cool.
have him that is like, well, we can't go camping on our kid weekends because he doesn't like to go camping. He has to have his video games. And it's being impacted by our family because of how lost in the video game world he is. And
Yeah.
the only friend he has is somebody that plays video games with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's never had sleepovers, he doesn't go to birthday parties, and everybody around me is like, oh, it's fine, that's just who he is. And I'm like, excuse my language, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So parents can
what?
let them do that, or they could say, no, you have to hang out and you have to go play. And the thing about play is usually it goes through a period of boredom. And if you're used to that kind of stimulus, anything that's not going to be stimulating, like a video game, which has been architected to be highly stimulating, so you don't have
Mhm.
to create yourself, then everything's going to be boring. And my kids just asked me yesterday, it's like, why do you care if I'm being bored? And I said, well, creativity comes from boredom. Like, well, how does creativity come from boredom? Uh, the reason is because to be creative, you have to have a blank slate. Right? You can't just be given everything to be stimulated by. It's not creative if that's the case. You have to have a blank slate, so to speak, so that you can create the thing creative. It's got to be the nothing. And if you resist the nothing time all the time, if you resist what you have being taken away so that you can have nothing, then the new creation can't ever be. And so I'm giving you an opportunity to be bored. You're welcome. Yeah, my kid doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure the kids hate that, but that's what I had kind of taught my kids too, was when we go camping and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I wish I could camp like you. And I'm like, well, then come with me. I don't like, oh, come with. I go all the time. And my kids at the beginning, because I've been taking them camping since they were babies, so they're adapted to it very well. Um, and they're like, well, what do your kids do? I said, I tell them to go kick rocks. And they go and they kick rocks and they think it's fun. Like, I'm not joking. Like,
I
I
know.
tell my
It's
kids to
fun.
go kick rocks, and then they go find sticks. They go build huts. They go like, I
Yeah.
don't, the mind expands.
Yeah.
So like you're disconnected from the world, and you're like, oh, how many times can I skip this rock across the river? And they're already well adapted. I don't have to tell them to kick rocks anymore because they actually will go do it. So I did my job.
Well, you did.
Um,
You're a good mom.
but it's fun, and I think that's the fun part is like, and I purposely take them camping at places where there's no cell service. So it's like disconnect, learn, find something to do, go climb a boulder. You know what? You're gonna fall. I've seen it happen a few times. We have first aid kits. But like strive to just do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the fun part. Like, I don't know, go swim across the river. See if you can make it all the way across. Don't get washed away. You have
So
a life jacket on.
this is
But okay, I
exactly
do have ropes.
it's
I do have
exactly what's
ropes.
happening to us as well. We do this to our kids, and we have heavenly parents, so to speak, that are doing the same thing to us. How do we know what that is? Well, it's what's happening. You're getting your toys taken away. So in this case, your toy is your body, and
Hmm.
the body is getting sick and dying. Everybody, sometimes seemingly faster than others. That's not true. It's just all the same thing, and things are getting taken away. The things that we want. The next verse says, depression comes from a sense of being deprived of something that you want and do not have. But remember, you're deprived of nothing except by your own decisions. So decide otherwise if you feel bad. So anytime that you think that you're being deprived, it's your opportunity to think, well, what else could there be? And it doesn't mean you have to change. You can change your feelings, and often you can't, right? Can't feel differently about not having children necessarily, but you can be aware of, wow, I have this toy, my video game that I don't want to let go of is the ability to have kids. That's the exact same thing.
Hmm.
Right. I'm holding on to it. I don't want to hold on to it. I don't want that blank space. I don't want to be able to go out into the world to kick rocks. I want to stay here. My abilities are different, right? I accomplish whatever, more money or more whatever, or, as accomplishing things in life. And when it doesn't work out, when I resist it, I suffer. And so if I can just watch myself resist, or if I can watch myself be fear that there's not going to be enough, or I'm not going to be enough, I can watch myself be fearful that my body is sick, or my body's not functioning the same way, whether it's losing my hair, not being pretty, that's happened before, or anything like that, right? If I can watch myself do it, my character might not change much, right? I still become this irritable, angry, grumpy man, or fearful, or introverted. But the suffering diminishes when I watch myself do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why. I may,
It's the movie theater. It's the movie
it's the
theater.
movie. It's the movie theater. It really is. And it gives yourself an opportunity, an opening, right? And that opening is it's the exact same thing as the kid resisting and wanting to play video games. So like, sorry, games are away. Go outside and kick rocks, and then you go out and figure it out. There's no
Yeah.
clear solution, but the solution is it's going to be okay. You don't need this. How do I know you don't need this? Because this is what's happening,
Hmm.
and we're gonna trust. That's where trust God comes in for me. Is like, well, what is happening is what I require. How do I know what I require? It's happening. This is it right now. How do I know who I need to be with? It's who you're with right now. Can I walk out the door? Of course you can. But there's a difference between walking out the door, going away from somebody, and hating somebody and battling them, and then walking out the door and still hating them in your heart. It's like all the decisions that I make it's my context. It's am I blessing them or am I cursing them? Am I internally fighting everything? Am I internally fighting the world? Why is this happening? This can't be happening. I need this, need my body to be this certain way. I need this accomplishment, versus going for what I want, but holding everything lightly, knowing that the universe is for me. It's giving me exactly what I require at every moment. Like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Same thing with I know I've kind of, I look at, we live in the same community. So I think, oh my gosh, like it's actually really great. It's perfect for the kids. Like I love this. I'm content. I'm happy. Um, but sorry, that's my alarm. I don't know if you can hear that. But it's the same thing as the husband is like, we don't have enough money saved. We want to buy a house. We want to buy a house. We want to keep wanting to buy a house. And he gets angry about it. He gets frustrated about it. And then we argue about it. And it's like, we're at a spot where we're supposed to be at. This is, like, are you really not happy? Like, really think about it. You have a roof over your head. We get to eat gloriously. If you want steak for dinner, we get steak for dinner. Like look at these people that they have to have like canned Vienna sausages for dinner. Which I do have tons of Vienna sausages because my kids love it. But like just take grace in what you already have and what you have accomplished so far in life. That everything's okay. But just striving for more. We still want more. I don't like that feeling. For me, I feel, I'm happy right now. I'm happy right now, even though I'm going through cancer and going through treatment. I'm not happy with the hormone pills, but that's something that, I'm going to eventually accept and live with. I don't have to move on from it. Is you learn to live with it. So how do you learn to live with it? You have to accept the fact, like, if I don't take these, cancer is going to come back somewhere in my body. So what's more important? Me actually having a chance of dying, because at the age of 47, I'm still thinking about wanting to push out one more child, which is crazy thinking. It's not worth it. It's okay. Let it go. That's okay. That's what life gives you. And I stopped using this phrase of God planted this on me. God chose this for me. And it's like, no, it's not God. It's life. It's what happened. It's not God. So God didn't grant me cancer. Life did. My life decisions and what I chose to do, that's what gave me cancer, not God.
Maybe. One of the things
Or maybe God
don't know.
or maybe God chose
what's even
that.
good for you? And how do you know I don't know if you've read that book, Disappearance of the Universe. Have you read that yet?
No, I have not. I'm really bad at reading books.
That's a good one. It's really about Gary Renard's story it's Course in Miracles centered, but it's just a big story, right? It's a bigger story than one life. And if you could think about it, it's encouraging to me and comforting to think that there isn't just one life. If there's just one life, it's really scary to lose your life, and it's scary for things to go right because you only have one life. You just have one life. It's actually a saying. Well, I think that you just have one life is it's really confining and scary if that's true, because there's too many things that can go wrong. Like, how can you can't control. You can't think people are healthy as they can be and make every right decision and still get cancer and die. That still happens.
Look at Charlie Kirk.
Look at Charlie Kirk. He was like a crusader for what he thought was right, and he got shot because of it.
Yeah, I know.
So
Have you heard the kids talk about that? There's like a song or something like that going out now that the junior high kids are singing about Charlie Kirk, and like it's super demented. And I'm sitting here at the dinner table with the kids, and I'm like, this man was just speaking his thoughts. He wasn't racist. He was just speaking
yeah,
like his thoughts.
yeah, he
And
liked debate.
yeah, and you know, like I don't want to get into politics too much, but I'm like, oh my gosh, these kids have no idea. You guys are driving me nuts. Can you please stop singing that song at the dinner table?
Yeah, I know.
Can you not do this?
I know. Well, it's 7. It's getting louder over here. I should probably get going. But thanks
Yeah,
for.
we made it through the whole session.
I know you talk the whole time. No sleeping for you.
And now it's actually time for work. So I'm like, okay, it's 7 o'clock. I gotta work now.
Well, thanks
Okay,
for helping me talk through this.
of course. All right, have a good day.
Bye, Kristen.
Bye.